So today we're doing something a little bit different only because I don't have a step-by-step tutorial on how I made my new Airbender costume. I'm only just going to have like a costume overview talking about how I made this. Reason why I don't have a tutorial is because I've been making it for like a year now. I kind of take pieces from my old costume and remake them and just replay stuff, find new fabric, whatever, just upgrade things. So I don't have a full tutorial on it, but I am going to talk about exactly what into making it. First off, the top and the cape is one piece. I could have separated it, but I ended up just sewing it together just so it wouldn't like move when I was moving. Okay. The yellow top is one of those like Asian silk shiny prints. I just found one I thought would look cool as the costume. The top is just a cotton print. It's got the swirls on it, and I just thought it was very Airbendery, and I loved it. The pattern from the shirt I made from actually a jacket pattern. It was just a princess seam. I just didn't add sleeves on and put a bias tape around the arms. The jacket pattern I used had a stand-up collar. I just kind of altered it a bit to make it taller and make it look like an Airbender collar. Turn around, please. The back of the yellow shirt actually has corset leg seams up the entire back. This is actually an elastic string to it, because I found if it was just ribbon, it wouldn't stretch, and actually it felt a lot better when I was moving to have this move with my body. The cape has 2 rivet holes in it. It actually laces to the shirt, so you can actually undo this and take the back of the cape off. The back of the neck is Velcro open just so I can get it over my head because the opening is too small for me to just slip on. And I originated with this, and I found that it takes a long time to put it on because I have to undo the whole thing and then lace it back up, which I thought was ridiculous. So I ended up just adding a zipper to it on the side just so it's easier for me to put on. Let me put this arm down, it's kind of freaky right now. So I just added a zipper so I could easily put the top on and off without having to undo all of the lacing. The cape pattern was made just by draping. Essentially, I put this big square fabric over my mannequin and just pinned it and started cutting it until it fell the way I wanted it to. Moving on to the skirt, it is 2 separate pieces. It is a top and a skirt. The back of the skirt laces up through this, and I do have to undo this whenever I want to take the skirt on and off. The skirt actually then Velcros, so the piece of fabric goes over my whole bottom and Velcros, and underneath the belt item is an elastic waistband to keep this yellow fabric in place. The belt piece again is just made out of a cotton material with a different kind of swirly design pattern on it. The skirt has 3 of these panels made from the same fabric as the vest, and each one is made with 3 darts, so they kind of flare out at the bottom. See what they do right there. The front panel is just a rectangular strip of this velvet material, very mild velvet, not super plushy. This is a trim I got at the fabric store, and I just kind of made these swirly design patterns on it to make it look like an Airbender thing that they would wear. The main skirt piece is a circle skirt, so if I laid it out, it would kind of be a circle. I think it's a little bit smaller. It's more like a bell, I guess you would call it. It is 2 layers of this really thin fabric, and I really liked the texture of this one, but it ended up being too orange just against this. It didn't really stand out. So I added a lighter yellow on top of it, which seemed to work really well because both of these fabrics are sheer. So on top of each other, they kind of keep anyone from looking at my skirt. Plus it has all this on top of it. So I'm imagining when I move and I swirl, they kind of fan out and expand, would look really, really pretty. The main skirt piece is slit up to about the tops of my knees. That just made it easier to move in, and I just pictured myself bending with my bending prop, and with this completely stuck, I was a little less maneuverable. This gave me free range of motion. The bangles I bought at, I think, Charming Charlie's, but that was like last summer before Comic-Con, so I don't know if they have the same style, but that's where I got these. The bracelet I made just from a string of beads from Michael's on an elastic string. Then the Airbender monk necklace I made, it's all made from wood, so these were just wooden balls, and this is actually 3 stacked pieces that I just glued together of a flatter wood. The wood was naturally this really light color and I stained it dark with a wood stain, and then I used the Dremel to carve in the shapes of the Arab Nation. These were just those crochet strings I picked up from the craft store and made into these little tassels. I do have this really cool Air Nation pin. And I just kind of place it right here in the center and go with that. I got this pin as a set. It actually came with all 4 nations. I got that at San Diego Comic-Con seriously like 5 or 6 years ago. Really, really old, but I love it. I'm using all of the pins and all of the Bender costumes. Other than that, this is my Airbender costume. Again, the Bender costumes are my own original designs. They're not based off of a single character from the TV show. I do imagine these costumes in motion because I imagine them with the bending props that I have made. So I want them all to fit very well and look good in motion, not just still in a photograph. So the costumes are extremely easy to put on and extremely comfortable to wear, which is great when you're designing costumes, is to make it comfy. And as for the arrow tattoos for the Airbender costume, I've done a variety of methods, so I'm actually going to do a separate tutorial on that. So if you want to figure out how I do different ways for my tattoos, go ahead and check out that separate tutorial. Other than that, I hope you liked this video. I hope you learned something just from this walkthrough and not actually a step-by-step tutorial. Don't forget to like and favorite and subscribe for everything more and more cosplay things. I can never get that sentence to flow out of my mouth the same for every video, but whatever. I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace out. Get your arm back. There you go. Now you have an arm. Look at that.